grab your guitar and get ready to learn one of the best techniques to solo over chord changes. Together, we're going to build everything up step by step into a solo. And you'll also learn some great ideas on how to use chromatics in your lines the right way. Hey jazz heads, Adam Smale here. I'm here for the intermediate musician who already plays but wants to really hone their jazz skills by getting tips from a pro. There are several ways to use chromatics effectively. The main point today is I want to show you how to use chromatic notes for a really good purpose, not just some random chromatic notes thrown in. We're going to start with concentrating on the notes that make up each chord, the chord tones. And we're going to play the chord tones on beats 1 and 3. You'll always hear a 2-bar count in, but don't worry, we're going to go slow. Each example will be 2 choruses or 2 times through each time. You can repeat each section as many times as you want. I'll timestamp everything for you. Are you ready? You might be wondering why there's 2 chords listed sometimes. The chords in red are what a chart would read, and the chords in green are the chords you want to think when you're playing. Notice it's only chords containing a major 7. We are simply using the 6th in our lines and using it as a chord tone instead. So you'll think minor 6th instead of minor major 7, and 6 instead of major 7. This gets you closer to the language that the past jazz masters spoke in, and it makes it easier to play hip notes in between the cracks, so to speak, because there's space that the major 7 doesn't have being right next to the root, literally. The flat 7 has some built-in space, like here and here, so we don't have to worry about those. Okay, now we're going to play into each chord tone. We're going to approach each chord tone from a half step below. Now we're going to add another note. So now we're going to approach each chord tone from 2 notes away. By the way, I've got something cool for you, so make sure you stick around to the end. Now we're going to add yet another note. So now we're approaching each chord tone from 3 notes away. Let me explain this in the most simplest way. First off, I worked it out for you so that you always land on a chord tone with your 2nd finger on your fretting hand. It's always going to look like this, okay? So let's say the target note is here on the 5th fret. I'm going to approach 2 notes from above, go below, and then land on that chord tone. Cool? Also, the measures will be getting filled with a bunch of notes. It might be harder to decipher what's going on. Keep in mind the target notes are still in the same places as before. When you're looking at the notes being played, look at it in chunks of 4 notes. 3 notes plus the chord tone. 3 notes, then a chord tone, and so on. It's 3 notes leading you to the target note over and over. And by the way, if you aren't sure about what chord tones are and want to learn more about it, a link to a recent video that gets a little more into that is going to pop up right about now. Let's do it! This is the right way I was alluding to earlier. The chromatics are for luring the ear into our chord tones. This circling of the target note before we land on it creates intrigue. I'll play that solo for you now. You get the solo written out, plus a bunch of other ways to add chromatics that will make your playing a lot more exciting. It'll be in the PDF I created for you. An option to get backing tracks will be available at slow, medium, and fast tempos to get the solo and the other examples down. Click on the link below and I'll meet you at my website where the lesson is. I'll see you there in 3 seconds.